What does it mean to invoke your name, Lord? Our eyes are sundered, our ears are burning, our fingers are thin paper flying in the wind like lanterns in June, piñatas in April. What does it mean to see the kinfolk of Grandpa Gary lying in the streets, God, his neck, a resting place for a wasp, murder hornet, knee? He asked the younger men to quit busting guns, to quit shaking their knees, to come home. Is he home now, Lord? Is George home with you? As a boy, I pictured heaven as storage units lined up on cloudy streets where people could make their own heavens, each one a cabin for my grandma, my father, my black grandpa who held me in his white beard, a cloud when I was a boy who brought his blood to the Red Cross, had the laborers of Egypt taped to the computer monitor that we found when we excavated his home, when he died, when he went to his storage unit in the afterlife. On that attached parchment, it read, most of the footprints on the sands of time were made by work shoes. The pyramids and the camels and the black men on the dusty horizon. What does it mean to see the bodies of fellow Americans rotting in the pavement? Lord, give us some place to put our tears. If memory is nothing more than a sprig of lavender, might we water the flowers with the salty wine? Might the bushes of purple outside my mother's blue paint-chipped house on Water Street be brought to life with the torrents of our sadnesses? And God, where should we store the anger? The ways we hate those legions of white police officers who watch the house of the killer, not the grave of the killed. As a young man, I played NFL Street 2 and loved the Minnesota Vikings because the quarterback was named Dante Culpepper, and whose last name was a plant, whose last name was a spicy and root-bound thing. And when I went to Minneapolis in 2015 to finish packing Grandpa Gary's bags for his trip to the sky, I saw a sticker on the street that read, once there was a boy who became a star in his own world. But Lord, if we keep killing the boys and the men in our neighborhoods because their skin is dark like Sultan's gold, then how can we write the stars into ascended constellations? As a sinner, I spoke to a paleontologist who taught in Minneapolis, and he told me one of the boys he taught grew to a young man, but before he became a sinner, a stolen gun ran amok in his home, straying and slaying him as he played Madden in his living room. Dear God, what does it mean to invoke your name? I see the streets streaked in blue and red, white and black, the billowing flags of red and green and gold, dashing the states, lakes, and hazy mirrors of vigilance and resistance. Dear Lord, is George with you in a cloudy storage unit of his own design? Dear God, is Grandpa Gary donating blood like he used to at the Red Cross in one of those twin cities? And Lord, what does it mean to invoke a name? And God, do I hope to reemerge from my home in California to a street that is vacant of murderers, streaked in blue and red and white, to find paint-chipped houses splashed in water and vacancy?